Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back, episode 4.
Woohoo.
I'm so excited about this topic.
Me too.
Really excited. So today is all about making money while solo traveling, while traveling in general,
Yeah.
actually. Last night I had a really, really great idea. So for everyone listening, I'm single. And 2 days ago, we went to a restaurant, Emma and I, and there was the cutest guy ever. And the whole lunch, I was saying I should give my number on a paper with a pen, but I didn't have paper, I didn't have pen, and I ended up not doing it. But now, last night I had a brilliant idea. So if you want to see, head on YouTube. I have this little paper, red paper, and I wrote 10 times my phone number. So I'm ready for the 10 next cute guys. I have my phone number with a little heart emoji. So for next time I see one, I'm going to give it to him.
So you're never going to miss a cute guy again.
Exactly. I'll keep you all posted.
Yes, you should do updates of how it goes.
Oh my god, I should. Maybe I'll give it to my gym crush. We'll see. I'll keep you all posted about my love life.
Yes, Beatrice is actually very smooth with dating and very confident, I might say. Like, you have no shame. It's really cool. I am way more shy about it.
Well, I mean, I have shame still because now it might stay in my phone for forever.
No, I have full confidence they will all be gone by like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, so that's my update. That's my life
Yes.
update. The LCH where we stay right now is so amazing. Like, I have so much fun here.
It is a really fun place.
Yeah, and it's so nice to be like surrounded by like-minded people, and like everybody here is actually making money while traveling. It's like no everybody has like remote jobs or like their own business, their own coaching thing. Everybody's working at the house but not living at in their hometown. And I think it's so inspiring.
Yeah, so that's actually what this episode is about,
Yeah.
is how to make money while traveling. And there's 20 people living here, and we're all doing it in different ways.
Yes.
And there's just so many options, and I think it's really inspiring to hear about other people's stories because it normalizes it and it gives you inspiration. And yeah, so that's the topic for today's episode.
It is, and it's gonna be so exciting. You're gonna learn so much at the end of this episode. You're gonna figure out how you can make money while traveling. But so you started while your story is quite unique because you're a good singer. I could never do this. But so I guess singing around the world is good money.
Very good money. So that is definitely how I traveled for so long. I actually was getting paid to travel. And so I'm really, really lucky in that way that I found that industry for me. Because I've been to now 43 countries.
Wow.
And a lot of them I have been on the trips myself and I paid for them.
Yeah.
But I would say the majority of them I was paid to live there or paid to be on a ship that goes to all of these incredible places. And I think just cruise ships in general, I as an entertainer, have a different opinion about it because we work so much less than the other crew members.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of positions on cruise lines. And there's actually a girl here, Demi.
Yeah.
She worked in one of the jewelry shops on cruise ships.
Yeah, but I think her experience, like you said, is so different because she was working something like 40 hours a week and she like broke her back because she was standing up too much during the day. So I think it depends which job you have on the cruise ship.
It absolutely depends on 100%. So I would say if you are a entertainer, it is an incredible way to see the world. And I was lucky to be on small cruise lines where we would have 3 nights in one port city. So you really get to experience the place that you are. If you're on a bigger cruise line, a lot of times you're only going to have a couple of hours in that city.
Yeah.
So but I was really fortunate to be on cruise lines where it's like very travel oriented and I got a lot of time. But yes, like waiters and butlers and even Demi being in the jewelry shop, you are working a lot.
Yes.
So I would recommend it from an entertainer's
Yeah.
point of view.
Yeah. And so you had free accommodation, free food, plus you were being paid?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That's insane.
And it's like you become so close with the other entertainers.
Yes.
So
for
you
sure.
definitely join the ship not knowing anybody unless you had rehearsals with them before. But then you become so close. Like one of my first cruise ships I ever was on, I'm still really, really close to my cast members. And
That's really nice.
it's a lot of fun. So that is by far the best way that I have traveled the world is just through singing and
Yeah.
performing.
That's really nice. But I feel like for people like me who don't have a voice, there's other options.
This is a very niche option.
It is, but it's so nice because there's so many talented people, and you it's singing, but some people are really good at dancing. Some people are really good at entertaining, just like funny people. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Like there's so many options, like in a creative way.
There are a ton of different options.
Yeah. And here at the house, there's a bunch of like videographers. I think that's another so awesome way to travel. Is like just working with brands and working with the hotels and stuff. And so you have free accommodation most of the time and you just film stuff for them and you get paid. That's another really nice thing. So I think as long as you're like a little bit creative, sky's the limit. You have so
Absolutely.
many options.
Yeah, and I think if you just have the mindset of like you're going to find something that works for you, I honestly believe that you will find it.
Yeah, you will.
Because we see every single person living here, nobody is doing the same thing. So
Yeah.
it just goes to show like honestly there are so many different options.
Yes, exactly. And every time like a new person is coming in the house, we're learning more about them and we're learning like new ways of making money. Like there's just so many ways that everybody can find their niche, find their like path to make money. And if you're like a 9 to 5 person and that's for you, it's a 9 to 5, you can do a 9 to 5 remotely and like travel. Like Jess, she's working, like she is from the US, but she's traveling here in Bali and she's working at night because of the time zone difference. But she's working her job that she's like her 9 to 5 job, but
Yeah.
just here in Bali.
So you're kind of a little bit of an expert on work exchange.
Oh, yes, I'm such a big fan.
Can I've never done that. So can you teach us a little bit about work exchange? Because
Yeah.
that's a really good option, right?
It's such a good option. But so work exchange, often you're not gonna make money, but there's options where you can make money. So you have to see what you really want and really read the offer. But usually, how it works is that you're gonna work maybe 15 or 20 hours a week in exchange for free accommodation and often free food. So already this is such a good way to save money while traveling. It's such a good way. And some of them, I know that the first work exchange I did, I had the option to work instead of working 20, I was working 40. And so half of the 40, so the first 20 was like without being paid for accommodation and free food. And then the other 20 was paid. So that's another nice balance because you don't have to manage accommodation and food and then you get a little money out of it. So there's a lot of options on World Packers or Workaway. I did two, and they were both amazing. I think my biggest advice for this would be to read the comments and make sure you're not alone. Well, it depends, but I'm a people person. Make sure you're not alone in this like experience because it's so nice to share it with other travelers. And what I love about work exchange is that you have a balance between connection with other travelers but also connection with locals. Because when I was in Thailand, I worked for a month in this elephant sanctuary and it was so amazing. It was like in the middle of nowhere in Thailand, so really like almost no tourist. And we were this group of foreigners, this group of travelers, but we were also like connecting with locals, and I became friends with locals, and it was just so amazing to learn about the Thai culture and everything. So I think work exchange is like good in so many different ways. And yeah, free accommodation, free food is like already such a
That's a
big
huge expense.
100%. Yeah.
So it's like even if you are just trading it for free accommodation, free food, that is the by far the biggest expense that you have.
Yes. Yes. And like, because I did literally a post about it yesterday. Like, I calculate it, like, if, for example, one night you pay $15 a night in a dorm, 15 is really not that much for a year because you want to travel a year. It's like 5,400 something. But then if you like get work exchange the whole year, you just saved more than $5,000. It's crazy. So you're not making money, but you're saving so much money. So it's girl math.
Girl math. And so what are some of the websites that people can find? Work exchange.
Yeah. So I use both. I have Worldpacker. Worldpacker, I have a $10 discount. You can use my Beatrips discount. So BEATRIPS. They have the $10 discount. So of course I love promoting them because I can give a discount. But I used Workaway also. Both are really great. I think that before signing up, my biggest advice would be just look at the website. You can look at every offers they have without signing up for anything. You look at the offers, and when you choose an offer that you really truly want, well, then sign up. And that's how you're gonna make your choice between Worldpacker or Workaway. So don't pay for both of them, or like don't pay too quickly just because I have a discount. Just look at both websites, look which one do you prefer, and then once you have a bunch of offer you prefer on one of the two, choose it, because Worldpackers and Workaway is pretty much the same thing.
That is so awesome. So along the lines of like not getting paid but having free housing,
Yeah.
one of my favorite ways is trusted house sitters.
Oh, I've never tried this.
Okay, so this is basically an exchange to live in somebody's home for free.
Yeah.
And you just watch their animal.
Yeah.
So I have done this 3 or 4 times, and I have stayed in literally the nicest places. It's really, really popular in the UK. They do have it all over the world, but it is very popular in the UK, very popular in Australia, New Zealand. It's pretty popular in the US, but I have had all of my favorite experiences in the UK. I stayed in Edinburgh for 2 weeks in the most beautiful townhouse. I watched this little dog named Monty. The family was the nicest family ever. They were in Greece for 2 weeks, so I just had their home to myself.
That's so good.
And I just hung out with their dog. And they were like, you can go explore all day, but just like make sure you come home for the dog. Of course, I wouldn't leave it for more than 5 or 6 hours. But the amount of money that I saved is insane. It's just $100 for the year subscription. And then you can have unlimited access to any house sit that people are advertising. It is such a good life hack.
I really want to try it. I've keep seeing it on my TikTok everywhere. I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
And, so cool.
And I like watched a couple cats in London as well. Cats can literally be alone.
Yeah.
For so long, like the whole day.
Yeah.
And that's what all of the owners were saying is like literally just make sure, of course, you take care of it. And I did that.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm such an animal lover that when you are solo traveling, to just have an animal to like come home to is so comforting.
That's so true. That's such a good advice.
So I really recommend that. It's just such a fun way to explore and see the world because you're also living in somebody's home.
Yeah.
And you get to know a local family.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've had such a positive experience with all of them that the family always invites me back if I want to come.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I just want to add something because you were talking, and then I had like the other side. So my friend, she has like three cats, two dogs, a turtle, and she went to Bali, and she had a house sitter at her house to take care of all of her animals. And so if you're doing this, please don't do what the house sitter did to her animal. Because my friend and I, we were in Bali, and there was someone at her house taking care of all the animals. And at the end of the trip, she texted my friend and she told her, "Hey, I think your cat ate your turtle." And then,
What do you mean you think your cat ate your turtle?
yeah, listen up. So my friend freaked out, which of course she's gonna freak out. She flew back earlier to the US to make sure, like, to manage everything, to finally find the turtle hidden somewhere in her house.
What? That is so weird.
I know. And then the house sitter, and she never told the house sitter that the turtle wasn't dead because she was just like, well, I did everything. Like, I had to fly back because of this, like all the emotional, like roller coasters. The turtle wasn't dead, but then,
Okay.
but
See,
still,
but it is like both sides of this coin, right? Like
yeah,
my best friend has so many animals where it is nice to have that option if you want to travel. But you need to, if you're going to do this route and if you're the one watching people's animals, you have to be responsible.
yes,
You have to compromise your schedule traveling because you are like, you owe it to the animal to take really good care of them.
yes.
So please don't do it if you're going to be reckless and if you're going to be irresponsible. Do it if you're slow traveling. Do it if you have flexibility. Like,
And
obvious.
if you love animals.
And if you love animals, because you owe it to the family, you owe it to the animals, it is your responsibility, because that is insane.
I know.
Like, treat them like they're your own and give them that love. And it's so rewarding. You are going to be more limited with what you can do, of course.
Yeah.
But it's just, if you're an animal lover and if you have the flexibility, chef's kiss. I love it.
That's a really good one. Really good one. Another one that I heard about it. I don't know if you've ever tried it. I really do want to try it. It's couch surfing.
I have 100% heard about it, but I've never tried it. Have you?
I haven't, but I really do want to try it. But I feel like I'm confident, really confident with the solo travel thing. But also, like, this is the next level, especially as a female, to sleep on the couch. But I have a friend, she's done it so many times. We're gonna have her on the podcast on another episode, Nada. She's done it. She's a female and she loves it. But I feel like as a female sleeping on a couch of random people you don't know, I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready yet. Like, I feel like my anxiety will come back if I do that.
Yeah, I think that you need to have the right personality. 'Cause
Yes.
for me, I don't know. I want to go back to my hotel or my hostel and chill and relax and like decompress, because you are doing so much during the day.
So true.
And I think it's actually like a fun way if you're really extroverted and you love like getting to know a local family. I think that's really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never tried it. I'm sure it's different with each experience.
I think I would have to try it the first time with a friend to make, like, just to see how it goes. And then if I have a good experience with friends, maybe I would like try it solo.
Totally. And I'm all for like trying something at least once.
Yeah.
Because it could be
Same.
so much fun.
Yeah, because we both thought like solo traveling was not for us, and now look at us.
I know.
Having a podcast about it. Awesome. Then another one that, well, I'm a teacher. So another one that I did for a long time was online teaching. And I know that in Asia, especially, it's so easy to get paid to teach English. So you can either like do online teaching from your hometown, which what I was doing, but you can also teach all over the world. Like, as soon as you speak English, like, so many countries are looking for teachers to just teach English, because when you're in the tourist industry, you need to learn English.
Yeah, you can get, I think it's your TEFL certification. It's TEFL.
Yeah,
I think it's
I
TEFL.
think it's that.
But
Heard of it.
so many Americans do that.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good way to live in another country. And it's through like a big program, I believe. My
Yeah.
mom actually did it in her 20s.
Where did she go?
She went to Japan for 2 years.
That's so cool.
So she taught English in Japan for 2 years and loved it, had literally the most incredible experience of her life. And I know people I went to high school with, they did the exact same thing, like what, 40, 30 years later.
Yeah.
It's a really, really cool way. And I think you can like, the thing with traveling and moving all over is sometimes maybe you can like, you're getting to know a lot of places, but less about them.
Yeah.
As opposed to if you're living in another country, you get to know it so well. So you kind of become like an expert. And I think that's cool with teaching and being in one city in one place the whole time is you become so like expert about that place.
Yes, and you have like your favorite little coffee shops, your favorite coffee restaurant. Like you feel like home, even if you're not home. Because I feel like the word about home, we could have a whole topic about this, but home is not necessarily like where you have your home or like where you were born. Like even if all of your friends and family is somewhere, that doesn't mean it's necessarily your home. So I feel like your mom, I'm sure that when she was in Japan for 2 years, that was her home and she felt at home, and you know all the streets, you know the vibe, you know you have your circle of friends. It's so nice.
Yeah, and I think you really get to know the other teachers that you work with.
Yeah.
And so you build a community, and I just think that is such an awesome way to live in another country, honestly.
It is. Also, Yulita here, she just finished her yoga teacher training in Bali, and now she just got offered a job for 6 months to just be a yoga teacher here in Bali. She has free accommodation, free food, and she's gonna get paid to be a yoga teacher. So I think yoga teacher training and also diving instructor is such a good investment if you're planning to travel for long term.
Totally. That is so cool. And I think like being certified as a diver, you have such a different way of traveling the world
Yes.
because it's like you travel the land, but you also travel the ocean.
Yes.
And I think it's a really cool way to see the world and the wildlife and the nature. Like, I think that is amazing. I definitely want to get my certification.
Me too. Honestly, I want to get like my certification for diving and yoga. Like
Yeah.
I just want both. I just think that it's so nice it's a nice way to travel, but it's also nice for you. I met this girl, this Australian girl in Vietnam, and she was traveling for years as a as a diving instructor, and she's been to the most amazing diving spot in the whole world for free. Well, actually, she was getting paid to dive all around the world. Isn't that so cool?
That is amazing. One of my favorite forms of traveling is seeing the wildlife and the nature.
Same.
And I just feel like there's this whole underworld in the ocean.
Yes, 100%. I
Yeah.
agree. So yeah, that's another really good option.
That is such a good option. And another one that I was thinking was I met this Swiss girl in Peru in
Yeah.
January. And what she does, which I think a lot of people do this as well, she works for a couple of months or as long as she needs to at home in Switzerland and saves all of her money. And then with that money, when she feels like she has enough, she goes on these long trips.
Yes.
So
I know
she's in South America right now. And she told me, she's like, I just use the money until it's gone and then I fly home. And she's young, like, so she's still living with her parents and like not paying rent. But I think if you are young and that it feels intimidating to work and travel because you do kind of have to then put your mind in work mode when you're traveling. And if
Yeah.
you really want to focus on just where you're going, it's a really good option, I think, to just work and save and then go travel.
Yes, because after you can fully experience like your trip, because it's so, for me, I don't mind working while traveling because I love working, but I know sometimes it's like exhausting, and sometimes you have to say no to so many, like to really good opportunities because you have to work. So I think it's so cool to like, you have to go through these few months of just working, 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 but then you travel. And I know a lot of people that do this, like work, like for example, they come back for summertime in their hometown and like work in restaurants and stuff, and like with the tip in Canada and the US, it's so good money.
And I think it helps with, like, if you get homesick, to kind of have a little bit of an idea of, okay, I'm going to travel for 4 months or however
It
long.
does.
And then I know I'm going back home. Because if you just buy a one-way ticket and you have no plan of when you're going back home, I think some people can feel anxious about that.
Yes, and homesick is real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter like how much you love traveling and how much you love the experience you have, you will feel homesick. I think everybody can experience that. And yeah, like you said, I think this way of doing it, it like you can have time with your friends, your family when you come back home, and like, because traveling is also exhausting. So just settling down, it's going to be exhausting to work, but it's a different type of exhaustion. So yeah, I think it's such a good idea. And a
Yeah.
lot of people do it. Like so many people do it.
Yeah, and it gives you a little bit of structure, just like having like knowing that you're going to go back home eventually.
Yeah, 100%.
And speaking of going home, we're both from pretty expensive places,
Yes, we are.
Canada and the US.
But sometimes it's nice.
Well, that's what we were going to say is people always ask us, how do you afford to travel so much? Which
Yes.
I get that question all the time.
Same.
And it's totally a privilege to be able to travel 100%.
is.
And I think it's really important to remember that it is a privilege.
Yeah.
And that we both have, we've made it happen, and that
Yeah.
we come from countries where our money goes a really, really long way.
It does.
So us living in Bali is so cheap compared to me living in Los Angeles.
It is.
And I think you too, like,
That's what, and especially if you do this half, like half working, half traveling, the money you're gonna like save in this 6 months in your hometown in Southeast Asia, man, you can like live here for 2 years. It's crazy. And that's why I love also coming to Asia, because it's so cheap.
yeah, and you can like afford to order a latte to the house every morning.
You can offered.
Oh, we're tired. Afford.
afford.
It's been a long morning.
You can afford like having a private room sometimes, and like,
I think it's Lucas.
Lucas.
It's so Lucas.
It's so Lucas.
Can I just say, if this makes the cut, this is what we're dealing with living with 20 creators in the house. Lucas is our German friend, but he's a funny one.
He's a
I
funny
feel like
one.
once an hour we have to yell his name, or he's like sticking things under our door and like
Yeah.
just trying to get a reaction out of us. We're like, man, we are trying to record.
Exactly.
Please.
But I feel like people in the house love making us
Yes.
react.
Oh,
Like, especially the guys. They love a reaction. And so they make everything in their power
They
to
all-
make us react.
they also love to act like they think we're really annoying.
Yes.
But then when we leave them alone,
They come back.
They like Beatrice and I had a meeting for the podcast the other day, and our best guy friend here, he's like, I just need a break from you two. You're too much energy. He comes and just lays on the bed for like 2 hours during our meeting.
Like, we weren't even speaking to
We
him.
didn't
Like,
ask for him to come.
No.
He was just like, I want to come and be in your presence. We're like, and you act like you're annoyed
Yeah.
by us.
you act like we're really annoying, but you're following us everywhere.
Like your actions are saying otherwise.
Yes,
So it's definitely a fun place to be.
it is.
So we have some stories.
Yes, we have some stories. So I posted this question last night on my Instagram asking, what is the craziest thing you've done to have enough money to travel? And I got inspired by this question because one girl here at the house, Yanina, oh my, we were talking about budget traveling. And this girl, she's traveled all over the place. And we're going to have her on the podcast.
We are.
and she's from Germany. And when she wanted to go live in Guatemala, she just wanted to enough money to buy a ticket and go live in Guatemala. And she had no money. She had no money. She had no idea how to do it. And her at her university, she saw this like paper saying, "We're gonna pay you 500 euros to dye your hair. 500 euros to dye your hair." And already this is a big red flag, because when they want to pay you 500 euros to dye your hair, something's wrong.
Uh-oh. What happened?
So she went there because she was like, "That's perfect. It's gonna pay for my flight ticket." So she went there. She dyed her hair really like blonde. She's blonde, but like a white blonde.
Like they bleached her hair.
They bleached her, but next level. And she told me that she lost 30% of her hair from this bleaching.
What?
30%. And she said that she's still recovering from it because she lost so much hair because the bleach was so strong.
But the dedication of like, I need to travel.
I know.
Universe, bring me the funds.
I know.
And then it's like such a random, but that's dedication.
That's dedication. So we're not suggesting doing this.
No, we are not. But it is an option.
It is an option. Okay, another one. This girl, Jenna Davis, she said, "We put on a chicken pop-up fundraiser. Sold chicken sandwiches for $12 each to 70 plus people."
Like just selling chicken sandwiches?
Yes,
That is so niche as well.
it is.
Why haven't we discussed selling chicken sandwiches?
I don't know.
Like
I mean, people are creative.
that is
We'll
very
give it to her. You're creative, Jenna.
you are.
I just think it's funny. But however, I think selling stuff, like even the marketplace and stuff, like you have at my home, I had so many stuff that I'm not using. So I think selling stuff is also a good way of making quick money.
I agree.
Maybe not chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, that's a
but
lot of chicken sandwiches.
Yeah. And then, well, this girl, this is like such a good deal. I'm like, I would have done it too. She worked as a hostess at a luxury Asian karaoke bar, drinks and alcohol, and play drinking games. She was paid $70 an hour for just working at a karaoke bar. And you're
What?
just being paid to like alcohol and play drinking games. I'm like, this is such a good deal. Just sign me up.
I actually like not auditioned, but I interviewed for that when I was like 21.
Did you?
I did. It was very sketchy though. I did the interview and the guy was super weird.
Oh.
It was like a professional thing that I applied to, and I get there and he's basically like suggesting the girls then go home with the men at night. And he could so
Ooh.
just like see my face when he was saying this, and he was like, "It's not for you." And I was like, 100%. I was out of there in literally 5 minutes, like, bye. But hers actually sounds totally legit
I hope so.
and kind of fun.
Kind of fun. I mean, I love karaoke. I'm a big fan of karaoke. Being paid $70 a night to play karaoke. I don't know what you're doing.
Host karaoke.
Host karaoke. That's so fun.
That is really fun.
So, anyways, there's a bunch of stuff, but in the episode, we're gonna tell you more specific and legit things
Yes,
you
we
can
are.
do. Okay, moving on to Girl Math. So, Girl Math Travel Edition. I thought it was such a good episode to do Girl Math because when you travel and you're a girl, well, Girl Math is all over you.
Yeah, let me
So-
get mine.
Yeah, you can start.
Okay, my first girl math is if you pay for the hotel months before your trip, it's free.
I have the same. And I I have the same. I said if you book the trip in 2023, well, and you're flying in 2024, well, it's free.
Yeah,
If you're changing year, but it's pretty much the same. I agree.
it's totally
'Cause
free.
you paid for it and like it's money gone. I agree. Okay, I had if I get free accommodation because of work exchange, I am basically traveling for free.
Totally.
Even if I have to do other stuff, I don't mind. It's free.
I put down if you get out money from the ATM, it's free.
Oh yeah, cash is free.
It's like Monopoly money. It's fake money.
It is.
Have you seen how colorful people's bills are? It's not real.
It is not. It is not. Everything is like I have this. Well, I just went to buy battery. I paid cash. It was free.
It was
These
free.
batteries were free.
Also, I think like especially in Bali, their currency is so large.
Yes.
Like 100,000 IDR is like $5 to $6.
Yeah,
But it's free.
it is free. I love cash.
I love cash.
And then I also said that. So do you use credit card points?
Yeah.
Using credit card points is flying for free.
Yes.
And not only that is like every expenses. So I make more points when it's travel expenses with my credit card. So every expenses I have in my trip is actually making me money. So I'm making money traveling.
And if you put a purchase on your credit card and you know you're going to get credit card points from that, then you're actually like
Paying for your trip. This is like this big new cute bag costing you so much money. Well, is actually paying for your flight ticket. So
100.
I mean, you can afford the cute bag for the beach and the new bikini because it's paying for your flight.
Yes.
Oh, that's such good girl math.
My last one is if I pay for the accommodation or the flight for my friend and then she sends me the money later, I just made money.
Oh, yes, you did. That's such a good one.
It's like a side hustle.
Oh my God. Can you? Because right now I owe money to Emma and I'm going to give her cash. You're going to have so much free money.
I'm going to have so much free money.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Okay, so for our solo female traveler of the week, this is actually a TikTok girl that I follow. She also has an Instagram, of course, but I'm much more of a TikTok girly. Like I
Yes, you
honestly
are.
like I don't really use Instagram that much. I am such a TikToker. But I found this girl and her TikTok is Travel with Sammy, and we'll obviously like link it so you can find her.
Yes.
But she just has such a fun energy. She's so playful. She's so real. Like, I really like the way that she shows travel because she gives really good tips, first of all, for like work exchange and everything like that.
Budget travel.
Yeah, she looks like she's like 22 maybe, but she is so fun. Like, she just looks like the type of person that you want to be friends with, where if you met them traveling, you would immediately become friends.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
I feel really inspired by her content because it's just playful, it's fun, it's real, and I like that side of TikTok where it's like you're FaceTiming your friend.
Yes.
It's not curated, it's not overly produced. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, this is my friend Sammy. And
Yeah.
so she is the creator of our the creator of our
Awesome.
week.
Yay! And now we're done with another episode. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, and if you have like any other ways that you make money while traveling, share because
share it. We're gonna put it in school in the community so you can access the new ideas also.
yeah, because we just want everybody to feel like inspired, and we're very lucky to be in this house where we learn firsthand from all these other people.
Yes.
But I think if you're alone in your hometown and you have nobody else that's doing it, it can feel a little bit intimidating.
It does. And like so many people can just tell you, like I know my parents were like, making money while traveling, what's wrong with you? Like this is not possible. So if you don't have anyone around you to inspire you to do it, well, we're here. We're
We
your
are
girls.
here. Yes, so thank you so much for listening to this week's episode, and we'll see you next week.
Yes. Bye.